Wow. Smash the like button, boys and girls. We have a fun one set up for you guys today. It's an improv one, so let's be patient. We're gonna talk all about it because you guys are on. So have some fun. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a crazy offseason. We are day one into this nonsense, and things are heated up, ready to rock and roll. We're vibing. A lot is going on right now. 2 coaches fired. Then Josiah Davis, 3-star safety, decommitted on his Twitter. I went to click on it, no longer existed. So I went to his profile, said, just kidding. I'm going to stay loyal and stay committed. So all this is happening within the last few moments here. It's mayhem. And like I said, it's just getting started here. We're going to go ahead and just get Mr. Stephen Harrison here right away. He's already with us. Let's go ahead and hit cue music and get Mr. Stephen Harrison here. What's going on, man? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. Fireworks.
Holy
fireworks, man. Fireworks. It's not even 4th of July.
Let's showtime. Let me get this actually pulled up here so we can talk about him. Let's get that up there so they can see that. All right. So Mr. Corey Raymond, first order of business here. And now when you were on the show, I can't say it was last Monday or the Monday before that, but we were being very critical of the DBs and the defensive line coach, right? Those were the two position coaches that you were like, hey, those guys got to lock in. There's an issue here. And I was like, well, that falls back on Austin eventually, right? If he's not holding these guys accountable. Well, it looks like he's holding some people accountable, Stephen Harris.
Oh yeah, yeah. He looked like he got right to business. You never like to see good people go, but man, it's Gator Nation. We need results. We're results based, and if we're not getting the results, somebody, we talked about it. Him not having his own staff coming into it, trying to put pieces together, see how they mesh, and it was atrocious all season. So from the season's over now, so I could be brutally honest.
Let's go, baby.
Defensive line play was trash. It was trash. We had some bright moments, but it was God honest trash. I would not lie to you. It was bad. Just from not knowing what we were doing, to halfway reading, halfway coming out our hips. It was just bad. There was no cohesiveness. And so I like the coach, but and then our defensive backs on the back end was horrible all year. The accountability, players didn't look like they know where they needed to be. They weren't going hard. They didn't have the fire. They didn't play with the passion that we expect from our Florida Gators. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at the least.
So, I mean, Stephen Harris, you've been holding back on me, big guy. I mean, you just letting all the skeletons out the closet there really quick. Let's take a step back here. So look, I was at the game Saturday, and I had great seats. I was able to see it. Again, I like being up in the bird's eye view, being able to see everything. I felt defensively, the game was called very well. I think the and that's something we've talked about before, because again, a lot of criticism has fallen on Austin Armstrong giving up 700 yards, right? That you're going to get that, but Saturday night I felt like we were in the right place. But then there was times where I was like, look, the call felt right. Again, I don't know everything, right? But I've been watching enough, talking to you. I'm learning, I'm growing at this thing. And I'm looking, look, I feel like the guys are in the right place. It feels like we got cover 2. We're doing whatever, but we're just getting beat man to man straight up. And that's going to happen, every now and then. But I felt like even Armstrong was doing a great job of countering that and putting his guys in the best position to be successful on Saturday night. And again, this goes back to like the defensive line. It's like it hasn't been what it should be. And DBs as well. Again, the young guys, the freshmen, which are Billy's guys that are coming in, we're showing much more promise. And something you just mentioned too about Austin Armstrong, he's coming in as a DC, but nobody else. He didn't pick those guys that are there with him. So if they're not buying into his program and buying into what his process, what he's trying to do, hey, this ain't gonna work. You got to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can expect a little strife. You got grown men in there trying to right a ship. You know what I mean? So the defensive back coach could feel, hey, we need to run it like this. Austin's like, no, we're running this. So there could be some little rifts sometimes, and those are hard to iron out, especially when you got Austin, who's only 30 years old, trying to talk to men who he would look to
Sure.
as an elder
Sure.
in some aspects. But I am not surprised. And this had nothing to do with the Florida State game. It was just a accumulation of everything that's been going on all season.
Sure.
Um, so and then when you get some of the plays where you see guys spitting in people's face, just little things that you would expect to be a little more disciplined between the players and stuff like that. That doesn't bode well for you to be their position coach. Um, and so Billy had to make a statement. I believe Austin Armstrong had to make a statement as well. You're a defensive coordinator, so when it's not going right, what's the issue? And like I said before, sometimes we sweep things under the rug as the coaches because you're not trying to out nobody in front of social media or anything like that. But it didn't go well. You know what I mean? And so I believe behind the scenes they were already probably planning their moves. I'm sure they probably know who they want already. I would like to see the list. I would like to see the list of the people that they have in mind. You know what I mean? So yeah, it sucks, because I believe these guys are great men. But like I said, it's result based, and we didn't. And just, I mean, talking with some of my former players, me, Jarvis, we didn't see the results that we would have liked out of defensive line. We didn't know what was going on sometimes, and then our cornerback play was just horrendous. I mean, everybody knows that. And so you got to start. Where is that? If we could point it out from here, I'm sure when they break it down film and stuff like that, they know what the problems are as well. So I just want to see the list. I
So
want to know
look,
who we
hey,
get.
real quick. Oh, this is getting juicy here. We've got we've
Uh
got players reacting. I'm trying to stay on top of this thing as it's happening live here because it's mayhem
oh
right
my
now.
God.
So this
Oh
is
what?
this is some of the tweets
Ain't no
reaction. We
way.
got Justin Denson, who was just there this past weekend on Saturday, saying, "Bro, what?" Obviously, I'm sure Corey Raymond was a big asset in him. Mike Williams, defensive line. I'm sure Coach
Yeah.
Chaos had a lot. Desmond Watson, obviously, that's big for Coach Spencer as well too. Ain't no way. So this thing could get spicy. And a big one here that's going to
It,
get
it's,
everyone to.
it, it's definitely as long as we don't lose my man. Hey, my man, we got the bag waiting on you, so you just stay put. I'm not even gonna call his name.
Hey, hey, can you confirm or deny? Have you guys your phone rang at all? Of possibility of.
No, 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 it didn't ring. It didn't ring. I had
It-
I had people hit me up as soon as it happened though. Like, man, is your phone ringing? No, it's not. They're not ready yet, cause they're not ready.
so
If I get in a position like that, I won't be able to hold my tongue.
this scares me a little bit. So Xavier Fields Smith, I've got a video coming out about him shortly because he had a surprise visit to Texas this past week. We also got Crystal Ball for a 4-star cornerback. And so people were kind of
Yeah,
asking questions like, I thought Zay Mincy was moving in. I thought this cornerback was going in, et cetera. And now Zay Mincy, who just visited Texas, he had Austin Armstrong led his recruiting, but Corey Raymond was sitting at second place. And he's saying, man, what the hell? And he's been bought in the whole time. So I hope we,
I can
it's a
I can tell you were gonna see a lot of people with weird reactions. It's shocking. I reacted. I wasn't expecting it to be so swift. Um, and I probably wasn't expecting to see them go. Or maybe they could have worked it out, but it's results based. And what we seen this year on the football field, you had to have known that something was coming. It just was inevitable with the product that was put on the field this year. But I believe some of those guys, after the initial shock dies down and they realize what they're there for.
sure.
Um, but players do create relationships with certain coaches and certain cultures. And I don't want to be the guy to come over here and make it like no black or white thing. But you got black players that are gonna vibe well with Corey Raymond and our
Sure.
defensive line
A
coach
culture, a
and make that
culture fix.
correct. I mean,
Yep.
because you want somebody that you relate to at certain positions. And so it's going to be key for who we go out and get. If it's not someone that fits their culture, it's going to be someone that's proven to get you to the next level, someone that's proven to know what they're talking about as far as the position goes at defensive back and defensive line play. So we get some proven guys in there. I believe that'll change everything. So we need to get this list up early as possible for who our possible replacements are. and get it out in front of everyone's face and try to calm some of the noise. But because a lot of people are going to react like that. These guys have big personalities. I loved them when I was around them. I tweeted after the Tennessee game, "Hey coach, I want to come play for you," and he responded back saying, "Hey man, big man, get ready to suit up." So
They're
so you're
electric.
gonna get those reactions, yeah. But
So
man,
we got
it's a
Chris McKellen. He said, "Damn." Kelby Collins said, "Wild." So again, I mean, they're not going to know what's going to happen, right? They're all just
uh,
shocked, and I guess that's part of the
it's a
process.
dark
And like
time
you
right
said,
here.
they're going to be shocked. And again, with the culture fit, that makes a lot of sense too. But I think you kind of set it off like, hey, you understand the move, but and I was kind of worried. I heard some murmurs last night that there was some more firings coming. These were not the names that I heard. The names that I hear are on the other side of the ball, which I think that's what we all want to see. That's what we were hoping to see first, right? There's
Yeah,
two guys running one group here that probably need to be packing their bag as well. Hopefully we see those names because those names have to go. If those names don't go, because this is a big time move. This is a move saying that we have to win next year. We have to make.
right.
You
So
got to
we need
punch
to
him.
see something on both sides.
Yeah, but if I don't see on the other side, it's like, okay, well, these were your boys that you brought in. Are you just protecting them? Because now, if you don't do both things, you lost me. Okay, I'm cool if you want
Yeah.
to make a massive change like this, but you've got to follow suit with it. Now,
The only thing that'll justify that is bringing in a coordinator. If you get an offensive coordinator to go along with everything you're doing and say, you know what, hey, as the big man, I'm gonna step back and bring in the coordinator and kind of let these other guys fill out their roles because maybe I've been in their way. Then that's a whole nother. This on the defensive side is telling me that Austin Armstrong is saying that these guys are not getting done what I need to get done.
sure.
We're not meshing well. We're bumping heads when it comes to what we're doing, and I can't talk to them, so it's not working out right. We got to make amends. We got to part ways. That's what
That's
this is saying to me.
and I couldn't agree more. I think that's the biggest thing is, and look, the defense hasn't been anything to write home about for the last 2 years, and these guys have been the consistency with the defense of the last 2 years. Armstrong has
Yeah.
not been, and I feel like the defense at times had spark, which last year never really had a spark
Yeah.
with
And it
with
goes
the
hand
younger
in hand
team.
with defensive line and cornerback play. It goes hand in hand. You got to get pressure so those guys are not covering that long, and those guys got to cover better. So when you look at any of the great defensive backs we always had some type of defensive line presence that were getting pressures on the quarterback to where we can get interceptions and get these type of things going. And we just were lackluster at that all year, getting to the quarterback without having to bring a ton of pressure. We couldn't do it with just a 4-man, couldn't do it with the 3-man. So I'm not surprised. And I don't know if it's any shot on the coach just from watching it. Technique wise, pass rushing, nobody's working moves off the line. No one's. I mean, it just wasn't the way we expected the season to go. The play that we got from these positions was not the play that we were expecting. I was expecting big time things from our defensive line, just being around those guys, and I don't know if they were being held back or what, but
Mm.
they didn't give what I believe they could have gave, just from being around them.
So I do want to say this real quick. We have 800 people in here, guys. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe.
Smash
We're,
the
we're,
like
we're
button.
hanging out, with Mr. Stephen Harris, the champ. Stephen, what you got going on with the camera? It's like super dark.
Yeah, man. Listen, I was rushed to get in here, and I didn't get my ring light set up, man.
Okay,
If you
okay.
would
I was like,
give
we
me a
good, bro?
moment, I don't mind. Yeah, no,
That's fine.
yeah,
That's fine. Last night also too, I heard some murmurs. This is kind of going around the Florida camp. Some of you may have heard this already. That the mass on the players, muscle mass, was down from prior year. So I
mm,
expect some movement,
yeah,
which we've seen the lack of production on the football field. Like I don't have to tell
sure,
you that there has been a loss in muscle mass. We've seen our boys get absolutely just flattened
yeah, yeah,
on the field.
yeah.
So again, I
Yeah,
don't think this is going to be the first. This is going to be the first of many. And
yeah,
here's what scares me too, because again, big changes. How are these kids going to react? But like you said, I think the defensive linemen, we've got to move quickly. This is a two-part question here. When we ran, and I'll let you go.
mhm,
We've got to hire quickly. We've got to replace these two position groups fairly fast to secure the recruits and to keep calm the guys that are on the team currently. You don't want anybody just ripping out of the portal either. But secondly, I think that was I lost my train of thought there. But that's gonna be who do we go after? How quickly do you think this needs to change to kind of secure this up a little bit?
we need to by the end of this week. We don't have much time to
Okay.
get somebody in there. I say by Wednesday. I would like it to be done as soon as possible. I mean, because when you make a fire like this that fast, you got to have somebody in mind. You
Mm-hmm.
had to have been having discussions with someone that you can bring in. You don't just make this type of move and then wait 2 or 3 weeks before you bring someone in, knowing how vital the transfer portal is and
Mm.
decommitments are and stuff like that. So, and then you got to be sure to be bringing someone in that you know is gonna make our big fella happy. If you're moving the defensive line coach, then you need to be bringing someone in that's going to make our big guy happy. That's coming in. So we need someone that's proven to get the job done, and they got to make that happen as soon as possible for both the positions, defensive line and cornerback position. It needs to be done swiftly, and we can't wait.
So I'm listening to you, man. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
follow Twitter
Oh,
because
you good?
I feel
No,
like
it's
something could be happening at any moment at this point. You know what I mean? Like I don't
right.
know what. Look,
Yeah,
this is what we live for, right? This is the off season. I had a feeling it
yeah.
was going to be juicy, but my goodness, this thing's
Hey, I,
real.
I made the post that the next year starts now.
Hey, let's
They
here.
didn't wait.
Chris Early put $5. Says this is happening all across the country. Everyone remain calm. It really is. It really is.
Yeah,
I just feel like obviously we get in this bubble and we just get super focused and we kind of panic, and I understand that. Devin Moore
yeah.
says, "Damn." Obviously, big time cornerback who had some big time plays this past weekend is also reacting to it as well. So very interesting to
A lot of
see.
that's gonna be emotion, just you hate to see someone lose a job. College football, NFL, all those type of things where it's performance based. At the end of the year, you expect firing. So it's shocking when you've been invested into a team and you're rooting for them no matter what, whether they lose or win. You're on the bandwagon. You're a Gator. You're locked in. So when someone gets fired, it's always shocking, man. It's like,
Look,
wow,
to be fair, I was concerned that Billy wasn't going to move quick enough, and
facts.
I was really concerned that he was going to wait because that was some of the
Right.
murmurs I heard last night that he was going to wait till after the bowl games, and I was like, people are going to lose their shit if he waits because of
Yeah.
like you saw today. I mean, there was over
Gotta
15
let
people.
it fall now.
What's that?
hmm You got to let the chips fall now. Whatever's going to happen, you got to let it happen now. You got to let these guys make their minds up now. You don't want to wait too long. And if you're going to get some decommits, let them decommit now. At least you have time to reel them back in with what you choose to do moving forward. But if you wait, um, that's kind of being disingenuous to the coaches for them to look for other places to go as well, and to the players with not knowing what's going on. So it's gonna come secondhand to the players. We seen Big Dad tweet it out, so we know that he had no idea what was going on. It's always gonna come as a shock, but yeah, you get over these things. It's gonna be a big shock. Certain players should understand the hold they may have on some of the guys that they've recruited. And if they didn't do that part, and we'll know here shortly, within the next day or two, how strong was their hold on recruiting. So everything will pan itself out. But I just believe, with what happened, what we saw on the field this year, the product that was put out there is just not surprising.
Uh, we got Cam Jackson. He just tweeted out, says, "Dog, that's the last thing I wanted to hear tonight. Ain't no way, bro." And look, he's not even going to be there next year. And I think just goes back to what you said, is that they build a relationship with these guys. And that is one thing I will say, that the team felt connected and as one the entire time.
The thing that would get me, I don't. I see people saying that the last thing I want to hear ain't no way. Those are soft messages of me saying, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? Until I see someone come out in strong defense,
Okay.
like, hey, man,
I
this
get
is messed up. Hey,
I get
oh,
what
they
you're
made
saying.
it.
It's just it's like it's
You
an
know,
like this sucks, but like I kind of get it. But they've got to be right. They're being
yeah.
respectful to their coach because
What else
they're
can you right? Because you love the guy. You know what I mean?
sure,
But I mean, I hate to be the guy on the. I always hate to be the guy. It's always tough to tell the truth, right?
it's tough, man. It's tough.
I hate to be the guy that say, okay, some things I was seeing on the field from our defensive line, shouldn't have been happening. You know what I mean? From
Sure.
from the couch, I was saying that. But I still coach football, right? And so those some of the things that I've seen happening shouldn't have been happening. Is whether you don't have a control on the guys or whether they're not being coached right. For whatever the case is, this is Gator football. We don't deal with excuses and let it ride. So we got to make adjustments and move on. And I believe that's just what they're doing. And who knows the type of relationship Corey Raymond and and a D line coach, Coach Spence had with each other. You know what I mean, to where they could have been locked in and gonna ride it out with each other. So you just never know.
And look, I see people kind of frustrated with what's happening because now the players are reacting. We all want to change. We didn't know what
Right.
we, and this is something that I talk about constantly, right? Everybody wants to change and it's always greener on the other side. And then all of a sudden we get to the side, it's a son of a bitch, it ain't that green over here no more. Real quick, super $10 from affected Diesel. $10 is an occasion. Willie Taggart is crazy. Coach Kelly let Raymond go from LSU, and we thought as LSU grads that was ridiculous because he is the definition of why LSU is DBU. But I mean, that was kind of it's been a while though, right? I mean, it's been some time.
Yeah, I mean LSU. First of all, is not DBU. First of all, that is the Gators term. So
Mm,
let's get that handled.
mm.
First of all, that came from the Gators, and yeah, might be a path for Keywan Ratliff to come back. Who knows?
There we
You
go.
know,
We got over
we need
1,000 people in here, Mr. Stephen Harris. We are
yeah.
bumping and jumping
Smash
here
the
tonight.
like button, guys. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel, smash the like button, baby.
This is a good point, Scott. Our defense was ranked 127th. No one's job should be safe,
No
and
one.
that's almost 3 years in a row now that we've been atrocious on defense. Something's got to change, right? And it may not be what you want, but right now, Billy is the CEO, and these are decisions that he's going to make. So it
Yeah.
is what it is.
I mean, for all we could talk about how good people are with recruiting and all this, it doesn't matter if the product on the field is not putting out what you're giving. It doesn't matter. At some point, if they stop listening to your voice, if your voice is no longer effective, then what you're doing is done.
Sure, you ran your
You got to
course.
move on. Yeah, because for what I've seen, no one is is not playing up to par. They're not playing up to their talent. And if he's supposed to be who he is, then he should have been getting that ship right a long time ago, and it didn't work out.
Tyler Van Dyke, quarterback of Miami, has just entered the portal 28 seconds ago. Steven, it is the world is on fire right now. Real quick,
Yeah.
you know how I know that things might be headed in the right direction? Q Lee and Sorley are in agreement in the comment section. Q Lee said we need tough love. Fuck the F making the players comfortable with new coaches, and Sorley said agree. So he
Yeah.
goes, yep. So that lets me know that maybe two guys that are constantly on opposite ends of the spectrum are starting to come together.
Yeah.
We might find ourselves kumbaya on this and figuring this thing out.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we're all here for the Gators, so I mean, for them to be agreeing, I guess that's kind of crazy.
It is. Look,
But
we want change. We want to win. This is the process, right? Let me pull up the other graphic that we've got here for us because
Sure.
I mean, Coach Chaos has also been let go, which is we've been talking about him as well. But just so people are kind of aware that both coaches have been let go as of an hour ago. And Coach Chaos was the D-line coach / co-defensive coordinator. And we obviously have been talking about that. Now, the one thing I went and looked at too, real quick, while we're here, is the coaches that they're being recruited, these players, right? Who was recruiting them? So Xavier Filsaime, like I said, Austin leads the way, but Corey Raymond was second because they have who they're recruited by. So just to kind of like see how much of an impact these guys make, LJ McCray, Mike Peterson led the way, then Sean Spencer. So people were kind of worried, is LJ McCray going to say? Mike Peterson actually leads the way for a lot of these guys. The only other person that I saw that Corey Raymond had an impact on recruiting-wise, again, according to 247, how much of this is true, we don't know. I'm just giving you what I know, is Josiah
Mike
Davis.
Peterson is he's a big staple in Florida football, so he's gonna always have a hold on the Gator Nation and recruiting and a post there with Mike Peterson.
Okay. And so Josiah Davis, 3-star safety, he like literally as the show started, he tweeted out saying, "I'm gonna have to reopen my commitment," and then deleted it and said, "No, I'm gonna stay committed." I don't know. That's a wild amount of, but like you said, right? It's an emotional decision, and so if he's going through that right in that moment, like you kind of just freak out and you panic.
Even if it's a split second, that's a big emotion.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it makes sense that it's just, and that's a lot of what these players are going through. But I think you kind of nailed on the head of nobody's really overreacting. Just it's like it ain't no way, or it's like damn, or it's like what's going on, like what the hell, like that sucks. But I get it.
5 and 7. It's all about 5 and 7 firings. It shouldn't be surprising.
And I think a big thing to you too, because I mean you came on the show. I think the first time you came on the show, we talked about Swamp Kings. You gave us Swamp Kings too. You talked about Ron Zook, and when Urban came in, you were like, oh hell no. right? You weren't about it.
Yeah,
You weren't ready
yeah,
for it. You
yeah. No, I wasn't
you
ready.
love
I
zone.
had no idea.
You love zone,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
But now I love them both. So
if
change
you
is
had
great.
if you had Twitter, then what would you have tweeted out? Give me your quick little snap if
Oh,
you would have tweeted when you heard Zook was gone. Give it to me.
oh man, who y'all bringing in here? They better be better than Zook. Yeah, it wouldn't have been the best tweets. My class, my guys, we didn't know how to hold our tongue, so it's a good thing Twitter wasn't around. Was no
Okay.
transfer portal, so we probably wouldn't have said too much though.
That's fair. That is fair. I guess that changes things a little bit, right?
Yeah,
You can't say too much because where are you gonna go? You're kind of stuck where you're at.
nowhere.
So
Yeah,
that's
suck
fair.
it up.
Well, internally
Suck it
though,
up, play ball.
you were frustrated, but look, it put a ring on your finger. So I
Oh, for
think
sure.
that's where I think guys gotta have to wait, and that's where look, that hire is gonna be extremely important. Who do you go and get?
To be honest, and to be fair, sometimes it's good to see two different coaches. Um, in your tenure, I had Coach Red Anderson, then I had Coach Red Madison. To learn from two different defensive minds or defensive line coaches was great for me. Of course, Madison was the greater of the two, but had it not happened, I would have been stuck. Oh, I just like Coach Red, Coach Red, Coach Red. Coach Red's the greatest, and would have never heard of Coach Madison and the things that he had to offer us and how he changed all of our lives with the way he knows the game. So I'm grateful for that transition, and I have to trust the process of the people that are being hired to make these or in position to make these hires. I have to trust that they're going to bring in the right people for me, the right people that are going to get me to the next level. I got to trust that, hey, we're not firing people and hiring people to fall further behind. We're trying to move this thing forward, and so you have to just trust that process because as a young guy, you just out there. You're supposed to be out there just playing the game and not necessarily worried about who's there. You just going hard and playing the way that you're being taught. So you got to believe that the people that they bring in are going to be in your best interest, or at least that's what you should hope, and just
Sure.
go out there and play hard.
So while we're here, because I was
Mhm.
just talking about being a player and being in emotions, we were kind of going back and forth about it on Discord. The video I'm about to show you, you've seen it, of Eugene Wilson. Let me show it real
Oh
quick.
my God.
Let me this video right here. I want
Yeah.
to get your thoughts on this and your opinions. What?
Um, first of all, I was on my Facebook Live when the play actually happened, and I was. Y'all could be mad at me all you want. I was in agreement with the player, like, yeah, get off me, let me get out of here, let me play,
Okay.
because I didn't think in that moment what he was trying to do was that it was egregious enough for you. And then in that coach in his demeanor, he wasn't actively trying to get him back. He's just more so trying to calm him down a little bit, and
Resist
he
him a
knows
little
the
bit.
player. Yeah, but he knows the player amped up because coach could have snatched him up if he wanted to, but and obviously that coach doesn't have the relation with the player because he would have if he thought that he was doing something out of the line, he would have snatched him up way more aggressive than he did. I believe the young guy want to be out there. He knows it's a big game. He putting it all on the line. He's been showing up for us, and he wanted to go out there and do his thing. He wasn't gonna back down against none of the competition, and he was. I loved this. I loved his energy.
Sure.
In the heat of the moment when people are grabbing you and you die hard about what you're doing, you kind of black out.
Sure.
Your eyes kind of glaze over. He looked back like, who grabbing me? Get off of me! Like, come on, it's football time. And so I didn't. I know a lot could be made from it. People, not disciplined. He's a freshman.
So
And
this is
then at that, I don't believe the
sorry.
person who was grabbing him it is the person, somebody who knows him like that to try to judge what the moment is for him
Sure.
and how he's reacting because what he was doing, I didn't see anything egregious besides like, man, let me get out here and play. But I can see why people reacted the way they reacted.
This is
And
where I was getting frustrated because you want them to hit somebody. You want them to play with passion. You want the players to be fired up and to be angry. There's going to be consequences that come with that, right? It's just
yeah,
well, and again, it's a microscope. He just got leveled to the ground, and then the FSU player Brandon spiked him and was like barking in
right.
his face essentially. And he gets up, and they kept running his mouth. And I don't know what he said, but I'm sure you probably got under his skin at that point. Was frustrated. I mean, you're 4 quarters deep, like you said, you're seeing red, and you're trying to
Mhm.
walk, and you're like, what is going on, right?
Yeah,
And so you just kind of react, and it's like, hey,
yeah,
have a conversation, like, hey, kind of understand your awareness, but it's
yeah,
like to say that the program is in shambles, that the culture is atrocious because of that one singular moment, because
Yeah,
a
no,
player
no,
was
no.
passionate about what he was doing and trying to get back. Again, he's still focused, right? He's gears are
Right,
turning. And I'm
right,
not
right,
trying
right.
to excuse players disrespecting coaches. That's not what I'm trying to say at
Never,
all. And
never,
that
never,
wasn't it. And that's
never.
why I wanted to ask you.
No, it would have been different because if that coach really wanted to grab him, once he did what he did, he's supposed to win and grab them for real. Like, no, you're not finna just do this. And then if he got disrespectful, then it would be disrespectful. But in the heat of the moment, I won't say he was being totally disrespectful. I would say he was being a soldier, going out there to do what he was born to do. And
That's a
I
soldier.
wish we had that much energy out of all the players.
Sure.
Not necessarily saying, hey, don't listen to your coaches. But that coach who was grabbing him wasn't. He was just trying to tell him, hey, calm down, relax. More so than really grab him and get his attention because it was kind of lackluster the way he grabbed him.
Fantastic. So real quick, another thing just broke. Priority Gators target. I don't know who it is. I'll take a look here. From Corey Benner, just tweeted out tonight's coaching changes in Gainesville. Tweeted out, doesn't affect me. And somebody commented on it and put Dylan Evans, who is currently committed to Texas A&M. So guys, we are keeping everything's on tap, trying to watch this thing unfold because it's insane right now, and it's a blast. And I think we all want to know what's happening. I think we all don't know how to feel because the players are acting out. And we're kind of worried too. Go ahead.
Defensive wise, I mean, I believe a lot of players are drawn to Armstrong just in himself, being a young guy, being the fireball that he is, seeing him fired up on the TV on Saturday night. That energy is just unmatched, and I believe that's contagious with the new guys that are coming in, knowing they have a young defensive coordinator that's going to do some exotic things to put them in position to be successful. I believe they're more drawn to Armstrong as a defensive coordinator as opposed to any of our position coaches. So I believe we'll be fine on the recruiting trail. It's a blow, but I mean we're 5-7. We know we had to do some things to clean up the house. I'm not trying to advocate for anybody to be fired, but our strength and conditioning program need to tighten up. So
look, I think a lot of these players have to anticipate heading into the off season. They're going to see a lot of new faces, and not just player wise. Jakeem Jackson just tweeted, "Crazy." Do you put that in the category of
yeah,
it makes sense?
yeah. I mean, it just you never want to see anybody go.
Yeah.
And you've built a relationship with these people, you know what I mean? And it's like, y'all become close. From what I've seen when I was there, it seemed like these guys had more of a friendship with their coaches versus I'm your coach and you're the player. And I don't think that goes well with trying to win when they get down in the trenches and you got to yell at somebody and they may be thinking they could look at you like we're on the same level. So I
Interesting.
don't.
That's huge because it's like a father and a son, right? You got to be able to have a serious conversation, and you want your son to be your best friend, but ultimately, until they're grown men, you really can't have that. There's got to be a
Right.
level. That's a huge
Right.
point, right? We don't see that, but that
Yeah.
speaks volumes of, look, I love this guy. I'll go to war for this guy, but is this guy going to make me better? Is he going to make me uncomfortable? No, because now he has the soft spot for me. Now he's sympathetic for
Right.
me, and when
Right.
it comes down to it, I'm going to be more likely to push back or not take what he says seriously because that is my boy. That is my friend. And although, having great friends can be honest with you, it's the person that makes you uncomfortable that's going to
That
make you
push you
better.
further.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
all my
Yes,
best
sir.
teachers, I hated them when I had them. Hated them. And then afterwards, I loved them. I go back and visit them. I realized what they did for me, right? Years later. But in the moment,
Trust
hated them motherfuckers.
we all hated Urban. we everyone hated Urban. No
Really?
one, everyone hated Urban. Even if you liked him, you hated him because he was just that strict and that strong of a personality about what he was doing with the football program that you just hated it. But it made you better. It made you better. It
But you're
made
not
you go
supposed to
harder.
like them, right? And in a weird way, when everyone has a common enemy, right? It almost brings you all together in a weird way. It makes you fight even
Yeah.
stronger because you're
But
just
you don't know that as kids, though. You don't know that. You
yeah.
just want everybody to be your friend. You don't want no resistance as a kid coming into college. You don't want no resistance from the coach. You don't want no resistance from nobody. Even when it comes to going to your classes and stuff like that, he was strong on that type of stuff. and you don't want none of that resistance, but it makes you better. And I believe these guys get paid a lot to do the right thing. You don't make these type of fires, um, and don't bring the right people in. So it's the writing was on the wall. You go 5-7. Our defense was horrible. Officer Armstrong is new. He didn't bring his guys in. At some point, he was going to have to get a shot with somebody who he probably felt more comfortable with. Eventually, and this is where we at.
I love hearing you said. Go ahead. Hey, we've got 1,100 people in here with Stephen Harris. Be sure to smash the like button.
The like button. Subscribe. If you're not familiar, you got to exit the chat so you can hit the like button and come right back.
So what's crazy here is I wasn't quite sure what we were going to do today because I usually have the show for the presser, and I messaged David. I was like, "Hey, did I miss the presser?" He's like, "No, season's over." I was like, "Well, I need like a season finale. Like I need a walk off presser, Billy. Like what are we doing here?" He gave me one. He did what he needed to do. He gave us something to talk about. So I appreciate you, Billy.
For sure.
Connor Clark.
To see what Champ Connor was going to be.
Connor Clark, who's on the show a handful of times. Again, Nick Del Toro will be on the show on Wednesday. I would imagine some more things will happen from now until then, and we'll obviously get some more information from him when he's on the show. But Connor Clark, obviously you guys know him. He's on the show. He said, I had a feeling Sean Spencer was being let go, but I'm surprised that Billy was willing to get rid of Corey Raymond. Fans wanted drastic moves made. Well, you're getting what you asked for. A move like this shows a sense of urgency. And that's the biggest thing. Look, we may not agree with it. We may agree with it. I think we can all agree that it is showing a sense that, hey, Billy understands how important it is to win. What we've got right now isn't getting it done. And maybe I may make a move too fast here or there, true. But ultimately, here's my Billy. He's going to be saying it all the damn time now. Some changes are going to be happening, and that's what's going to happen. Christian says $5. Where's the Stephen Harris coaching offer at?
It's at Carrollwood Day School. I got some obligations to some young guys on my team. So I'm going to see them through.
Here's interesting too. Look, this is what's fun about this. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go live. I think we made the right call of going live with 1,000 people in here because I think the biggest thing was that I was like, you know what, this is definitely a live moment to get people want to talk about it. They want to be what we're doing right here. And LFGM, who him and we butt heads because he cheers for a shitty baseball team, but he's been on the I would say on the pessimistic side of Billy Napier, not in a negative way, but just I kind of put fans into a category. Q Lee. He's in that pessimistic category. Not negatively, but I enjoy their takes, to be honest with you, because I'm constantly positive. So it's good. Guys that I respect, who I've talked to, I appreciate their opinion. LFGM is one of them. And he goes, I actually have some hope for Billy. Didn't think he had the balls to make these moves, which I agree with him. That's a scare money, don't make money move right there. That's a big time move.
Judging from all the pressers and all that stuff, he doesn't strike you as the guy that's going to make a bold move because he doesn't make bold statements. So
facts.
You wouldn't think none of these things. That's why I said a lot of things are left for us as fans to speculate and say what we want to say because he's not giving us anything to go off of. And so he's kind of, but when you have stuff in-house going on like that, you don't want to just come out saying anything. You don't want to just blame the players for being out of position. You don't want to just blame the players for their energy, but then you don't want to openly blame none of your coaches neither. So, and whenever you get that from a head coach who's kind of straddling the fence on anything like that, you got to know that there's some stuff going on in-house, some disagreements going on in-house, and eventually it's going to come out what it was. And we see here what it was.
So TJ Abrams, 4-star wide receiver, he just tweeted out crazy. Again, kind of in that same category of like
emotional outbursts. Just, like it is crazy because you invested in the team. It's a long year.
Look,
it's so many games and so many ups and downs, and people calling for jobs all year long. And when you finally get one, it's like, wow, somebody got fired.
I was just kidding. So Corey Raymond. So Coach Chaos actually kind of hurt. I love his name. I love his energy. Like he's always in the hype videos. So I love his personality. That one kind of hurt me more. I was like, damn, I like Coach Chaos. Like he's a good dude, right? Corey, I don't really see Corey Raymond too much, but I kind of have like that feeling of like seeing them on the TV. But the reason I was I was honestly not surprised with Corey Raymond just because of the conversations that you and I had and the downfall we've seen. It's like that made sense to me. And
Yeah.
defensive line, obviously, once I realized, like, yeah, that makes sense too, because you literally nailed it on the head. You go, these are my two coaches that I'm concerned about. Maybe Billy. Hey, Billy watches the show. I think we can confirm that once again that Billy.
Look, I hate to bear that much responsibility, but it seems like everything we talk about comes to
To
pass, and it's just
fruition.
like,
Yeah.
wow, really? Like, what's going on here? I didn't know I could control the team from behind the screen, but if it's working, I'm gonna keep going because we need
Hey,
some more
what?
stuff to happen.
Keena Johnson, sorry, says I just want to get back to being a proud Gator fan, and because I'm not too proud lately. I feel that. I feel that pain. I hear you on that. Wow. Oh wow. Cam Jackson said we firing the wrong people. Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's a little deeper
you know,
there.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna get deeper. It should from your position. It better. If it doesn't, if no one comes to his defense, I'll be sad because
Oh,
I,
I don't.
I like
I don't. Hold on. Disregard. I don't see that. He just says, "Dang, that's the last thing I want to hear." So disregard that.
yeah.
Disregard that.
But
I got two
but
worked up in the
listen,
comments.
I hope somebody comes out in his defense that's gonna ride for him because I like him. You know what I mean? I like him. I hope there's some players that are gonna ride for him and just say no, it's not him. But if not, then we kind of know the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? They love him as a guy, but they believe they can be better, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Someone else just tweeted out actually a really good point. It says bottom line, Billy was in a no-win situation with fans. Don't think he cares about the fans and what they think, and he shouldn't. If he does make moves, people will complain. If he makes moves to the right ship, and all of a sudden it's why we did fire them. That didn't really make a lot of sense. But I think ideally, what he's trying to say is that look, he's in a lose-lose, right? Unless he fires Rob Sale, I think we will all be in cohesion if those guys are to go. But I think that is to come. But look, he has to. We're mad at offensive line, but like we just said, we love Coach Chaos and we love Coy Raymond as people. Rob Sale's never really been a very personable guy. I saw him at Friday Night Lights. We talked to him for a little bit because they had the 5=1 tat, and we asked him, hey, what does that mean? He's not the most fun guy to be around. Let's not get it twisted. So we didn't really fall in love with his personality. But again, defensively, we haven't been productive on the football field, and we've gone through 3 defensive coordinators. Eventually, something else has got to change. And scheme-wise, you've said it. I'm doubling down on that. Austin Armstrong isn't calling horrible plays. It's not the play calling. We're starting to lose the areas in the position areas, right?
Right. And offensive line, one guy can make the offensive line look horrible. You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with coaching per se. They're running a play. If the guy can't kick step, the guy can't kick step. Our quarterback got killed because the big guy can't kick step. He's good on the run. You put his big behind the inside, let him play guard. He's not an offensive tackle, but he's probably the best offensive tackle we have. But he doesn't need to be there, and so you can handle that pretty easily. But when it comes to the defensive line, you look at that as a whole.
I don't know.
Hey, hang on real quick. I got Cam Jackson's Instagram here. Maybe that's where he said.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Like,
come on, Cam.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like we was like, don't get me wrong. We took losses, food, but what people fail to realize, the same number 5 team in the country we just played with the same team who struggled with us last week too. Appreciate it, Alexis. I'm just saying. And don't get me wrong. Props to them. Like, yeah, they won. But bro, like, this was the same team who just struggled with us last week. You see what Lewis Murphy's tweeted? Yeah, I seen that.
I'm messaging him right now to see if he wants to come on. He's been on the show before, so we we'll get the whole gang on here.
I don't know, bro. I don't know why I keep asking me. Somebody, if this is really, thank you for, man, for sure, bro. I ain't made no decision yet, man. So
yeah, my boy just got the
I'm trying to see where all this gonna go. We gonna see, bro.
All right, I sent him a message. We'll see if I can get him on here because that would be. Hey, maybe you can get in his ear a little bit.
He just got the Senior Bowl invite. And I
Man,
tweeted at him in the game.
Zion,
I seen
Cam,
him
what the
come out his
business
hips.
is, brother?
Sorry.
There you go. I seen him come out his hips, shed a block, make a tackle in the backfield, but I didn't see a lot of that from him this year. As far as his explosiveness, coming out of his hips and just the willingness to just go make a play. With that big frame, tall guy, big powerful guy, I expect to see a lot more explosion out of him over the center, knocking him 3 yards in the backfield and making a play. But I didn't see that, so I don't know if that's coming from the defensive line coach saying, "Hey, we're going to play this scheme like this. We're going to play like that," or is it coming from the scheme as the defense as a whole from Armstrong? So I'm not sure, but the plays where I seen Cam be explosive, come out of his hips, no one in the country has done it better when it comes to coming out of your hips and being explosive. So I didn't see that all year, but he did do that some of Florida State game, which I believe made the big difference on our defense. They played a very well game until
Hey, hang on, hold on. We got another breaking news here. Gator safety Xavier Filsame on Instagram Live with defensive edge pledge Kendall Jackson and others. We're trying to fit the program around. That's why we got to stay, bro. That's huge.
Right.
And Josiah Davis also tweeted, "I'm 100% locked in." So it looks like they may be live currently as well too. I'll take a look at that. But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But we're
No, you good. And Kendall Jackson is fun. You
Buchholz.
guys, yeah. I know he probably hasn't been getting the praise that he deserves.
As we
This guy's
speak.
a fantastic young man.
Like, flip flops.
Here we
I'm
go.
telling y'all now, I'm not going nowhere. I'm telling y'all
Fact.
now, bro. I'm not going nowhere. Y'all can keep on trying to build this narrative.
So
Me
I know
going-
about that.
Y'all can keep on trying to build this narrative of me going to the such and such and all this and that.
Everybody too worried about recruitment. Y'all ain't looking at my dinner.
The boy try to eat.
They putting haters all up in the comment section. Hey, that fan base
Really,
crazy.
bro.
That fan base something crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro.
Yeah, he locked. Stop messing with him. Is somebody in this hole called DJ God?
That nigga. Bro is Aaron, man.
I don't know who he's with.
Hey, that's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Nah, but
Hey, so
hey,
you might not be able to say this on live, but if not Florida, who?
go check my top 5. Go check my top 5.
Smart guy.
Hey,
Go check my top-
that was
guy.
huge to be able to hop in there and catch him saying that at that. That's
Oh yeah.
that dude's still eating
Smart guy.
Thanksgiving.
No, I love it, man. Like I believe in the new group of guys that are coming in. I believe they're more social conscious. They hear all the rhetoric. They know the fan base. They know the temperature, and they welcome in all that stuff. So, I believe that these guys are the dogs we've been looking for. Like I was saying earlier, the Kendall Jackson kid, I know him. He was in Tampa before he went up to Buchholz. I actually went to church with his parents for about 4 or 5 years. So I've known him since before he even got to high school. He's a great kid. He got that dog in him, and I know he's gonna bring everything every game. Match with some LJ and all the rest of those guys. I really, really, really believe in the guys that we're bringing in. Isaiah Williams, I know it's in him. I coached him. You know what I mean? So with all those guys together, bringing in a new mentality. They not settling. They not trying to go in and be no pushovers, and they want the hard coaching. They want the tough love because they've gotten it their whole careers. They've gotten it from their parents. They've gotten it from the people around them. So they don't want the easy route. The guys that are coming up there right now. So I really believe in them and I love them.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. And you have who was part of the Gators though, from the way he was
probably a close friend. Close friend.
From the way that he was talking, he was like,
Yeah, if he said who else, then you know he's not a Gator.
yeah, right. That's what I had. That's kind of how I took it. So Cam Jackson, he said he played his last night at the his last game at the Swamp, but he still has eligibility left. Correct?
Yes, right. Yeah, he got invited to the Senior Bowl, but he still can't come back. You know, everybody got those COVID years and all kind of stuff. So, yeah, he definitely can come back. He had the shot to do something for his family. I would love to see him come back, but I can't make that decision for him. Possibly a little bit selfish for me, not knowing what his grade is and stuff like that. But depending on the grade, he might come back and go higher. But I know there's going to be a market for him.
Hey, real quick, they're now live with LJ McCray. We got to hop into it. Xavier is. This is mayhem, Stephen Harris.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh wait, is it LJ that's live? Hold on, sorry. I'm on my phone and I'm trying to. It's because he's live with LJ. I think it's throwing me off. Oh, they're talking about it. Here I go. I got it. Sorry.
Where the prayers at, man? Them a dog, man.
Can't wait to see you in the. What that shit say? Hold on, what did it say?
That's my dog, man.
Oh, Coach Chaos.
Oh, he said orange and blue.
Bro, what you can't read, gang?
Nah, bro, look. Hold on, what does it look like?
Orange, man.
Don't look like orange. Anyways.
Oh, man, where the president, man? Where DJ?
Where DJ Ladway, man?
Where the president?
DJ.
I want to hear
DJ
word from the
Ladway
president.
himself.
Can I hear word from the president, dog? Like,
I like that. I like that a lot, guys.
Oh,
What
there's
it
DJ.
DJ.
that was good, man.
DJ.
That was good. Go
DJ.
Gators. Go Gators. That's what I like to hear, DJ.
That's what I like to hear, man.
That's what I like to hear, DJ.
Yeah, see,
You know we like
gotta
that,
calm
bro.
down, baby.
Oh,
How
yeah.
y'all feel about the situation, man? Man, we
How
chilling, man.
how do you feel?
No comment.
No comment.
I'm asking y'all since it's your position. How y'all feel?
Oh, I mean, I'm feeling, I'm a little irritated because, we was up there this weekend. They didn't say nothing, but it's all good though. Everything happened for a reason.
He understands the business.
I feel like if they knew, they should have said something.
Okay.
Bro, we sat in his office, bro, and talked to this man. Ain't even say nothing.
I mean, he can't tell him, hey, I'm about to fire.
I believe he's talking about the people.
Oh, but he didn't know he was gonna be
For
fired.
real though, it's a business. You feel me? It's a business. Nate had to do what he had to do.
I'm gonna holler at y'all boys, though. I'm gonna holler at you. So I'm finna get off here too. So I ain't gonna lie.
All right.
DJ's like, give me out this nonsense. All right, that was.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool. At least these guys understand the business. He said Coach Nate good people, and he had to do what he had to do. Those are defensive linemen that are saying the same thing I was saying. This is part of the game. And at least they understand that coming in early. So much respect and love to those guys just for understanding that aspect of the game, and choosing the school and sticking with it, and knowing that hey, some things may change, but you know where you want to be, and that guy didn't coach you yet, so you don't really know what he's going to bring to the table for you, but you're committed to where you want to go.
So, what I love seeing there though was just like you said, kind of processing. Right, it's still an emotional reaction. Yeah, like bro, we were just in the room. I don't know if they were with the defensive line coach or maybe they were with Billy, but Billy's like, hey, we're about to fire Coach Chaos. Just go ahead and keep that hush hush for the next 48 hours. Like, what's up? But I get it, right? It's they sat right there like everything was okay, and it's like, look, I think here's where I think people should kind of calm down a little bit. I think some things may happen if the class has to stay intact, but to hear these guys talk the way that they're talking really shows that I think they've done a great job of recruiting them and building a culture for the right direction and trusting the process and trusting Armstrong, trusting Billy, trusting the other coaches around it, and trusting El Presidente and DJ Lagway.
El Presidente. Yeah, that's the new name. El Presidente Lagway.
I love it. And I love Xavier coming out and really hushing up the noise. Because again, he had a surprise visit to Texas. Texas was kind of on 3 was trying to spice it up a little bit the other day about could it happen? And look, Texas is heavily recruiting him. His father lives in Texas. That's where a lot of this is coming from, which I have a whole video coming out about that. But good to hear him say it. And LJ McCray, all of them. All 3 guys who are 3 5-stars come together and a little kumbaya moment, which is...
Yeah, man. Power Rangers unite.
Okay, it keeps the blood pressure down a little bit, you know?
Yeah. I really enjoy those guys doing what they're doing for Gator Nation as well. The way they've been coming together, not even have set foot on the campus officially, but to come together and say, well, hey, we're gonna stick together. We're a team before we get on the team, and we're gonna handle all this stuff together. And so they put out the fires together, they unite together, they show up together. Their unity and bond and brotherhood that they're building right now before stepping on the field speaks volumes, and which gives me a lot of hope, because you don't see that anywhere else around the country like that, for a group of guys say, no, we're the ones that are going to return it back to glory. We seen Swamp Kings, we seen all of that stuff. We know where we've been, what we haven't been doing. We're going to bear that burden, and we're going to come in and say we're the class that's going to turn it around. And that's big for a group of young guys to want to carry that weight on their shoulders, knowing how the Gator Nation is. So much love and respect to them, man. I'm excited. Can't wait to see those guys touch the field.
I think it's going to make the Gator Nation feel a lot better, obviously. Hey, Soder, if you're watching this, can you clip it? Can you clip that moment and post it out there for the people to settle down for a bit? I think they'll appreciate that, the ones that aren't watching live right now. Although there is 1,100 people in here live with us.
Smash the like button, baby. Smash the like button.
Tell them, Steven. That's what I'm saying. We got to get to 500, right? I mean, let's get it. Let's
like
go.
button.
Even if you're not a Gator fan and you're just watching the drama, at least show some love and have a blast with us, you know?
All right.
Hey, I've got my computer is working in overdrive. I just keep hitting the refresh. But this is why I love Twitter. Twitter is like, I describe, like, people are like, what's Twitter? Like, who people aren't on Twitter? A lot of people actually aren't on Twitter when you actually, or X, excuse me. It's like the future. It's so far ahead of everything. Like, it drops, and then you'll hear about it like 4 days later on every other social media platform, and it's breaking news on the other platform. Twitter's like, bro, that was 6 weeks ago. We've been there, done that. You know what I mean?
Yes. I'm guilty of not having been on Twitter till earlier part of this year, and it's fantastic.
We'll let it slide.
It's fantastic. It is great.
Look, I think that was big of them to see, you know, where everyone's head's at, and to come on there together, and even DJ to hop in and say, guys, like, let's relax. Like, these things were coming. You have to expect some kind of change, and that's kind of where we're at. So,
Smart DJ though to have no comment.
Look, that's El Presidente, right? That's
yeah.
Hey, if Tim Tebow was asked a question like that, what would he have done?
Probably no comment.
That's what you want in your quarterback. They're going to kind of always, every time Tebow gets an award, right? He's like, this, all football players, it's a team award. It's not about me. That's the mindset. It's what you want that out of those guys.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Anything you say is gonna be used against you. So he did the right thing.
Cupid here says $2 says Corey Raymond and Chaos are the only two coaches with decommits. So I guess they led the charge on the two commits that flipped to Auburn, and maybe Wardell Mack was the other one because that was a cornerback. Interesting. Now Nasir Johnson was a third commit, so I wonder where we have three. Oh, he says, with decommits, so maybe he was part of that recruiting process as well too. Very interesting. Wonder if that had a play in it. Maybe they didn't build a relationship with those guys.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough. I mean, people love who they love, you know. But in this game, you got to be able to move forward and go with your career. So
let's. I appreciate you hopping on here, man, and being ready to go. If you, at any moment you're like, hey, I'm exhausted, you let me know.
Yeah, no, we good, man.
Okay. I'm just. People are like they want more information. You know, I would love to see. Some current players give us some confirmation. The one crazy and good news I would say is, you know, the portal's been hot today. And I know that technically the portal opens up on the 5th. We've already had guys leave from Florida, and Odom and Malik, the kicker. Mm-hmm. So I would expect if some guys were going to leave right now, I'm sure they may wait still. I'm not saying that, but I'm surprised we haven't seen more already.
Yeah, that's the reason why we got to get this coaching thing on the wraps really fast too, with the portal open up so fast. Guys want to know who their coach is going to be. So we had to act fast. You know, we couldn't wait with the portal opening up. So I believe Florida is doing the right thing. Somebody said, DJ said, you woke me up for this.
Yeah, I saw that comment. That cheesed me out. I'd be shocked if Amaris Williams stays. He was never really staying. He's been somebody that's on the watch list. We've talked about him already of being on Flip Alert. So he was on that before this all broke. Again, over almost 1,200 people in here, boys and girls. Be sure to smash the like button. Let's at least get to 400 likes. I'm waiting to see if Cam's going to respond back. Let me hit him up on Twitter. That's where I think we met up before. Mm-hmm. And see if he'll hop on here.
You know, the heat If a little fire in the city, they might be running.
Man, we get him on here right now. Whew. And you can pick his ear a little
Yeah.
bit, maybe do some selling, keep him come back.
Yeah.
I mean, come
that would be awesome.
talk about a show.
That would
Talk about a show. Late to the show, Will Pete. Well, you missed an hour of just straight juiciness. So if you guys are late, you might want to rewind the beat.
Yeah, run it back. Just smash the like button while you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Share it with somebody. You know what I mean? Show some love. Whew. Maybe that's all the noise for now. But look, it could be like a what Billy did with the recruiting a few months back of dropping some news every other day.
Yeah. Look, they know when to drop them bombs, boy. They knew everybody was gonna be off of work on the East Coast. And man,
He wrote me back. He said when.
uh-oh.
Yeah, I was like, we talked before because he came on when he transferred.
Mm-hmm.
This guy says breaking news:
Nah,
Matt
he's a
Canada hired for offensive coordinator. Is that true? Can we get confirmation of that? I think that's a little too quick, but we'll see.
No, it can't be. Somebody, that's a joke. He pulling
know.
our leg.
Killing me. Matt Canada was just fired from Pittsburgh as their offensive coordinator. I'm not quite sure we want to go that direction. 750 likes gets the O-line coach is fired. I like that. Agree, D Weezy.
Yeah, I don't want nobody that's fired right now. Can we just steal somebody? Can we just
Yeah, let's rip somebody. Let's rip
not
somebody.
off the fired list.
Oh, it's Greg Whitlock. I didn't see his name. That's my bad. I should have realized. He's a Vols fan. I should have paid attention. That's my fault.
Oh.
All right, boys. We got just give us a moment here. In talks with Cam Jackson, 99 defensive line for the Florida Gators here, possibly going to hop on here. So we'll see.
Yeah, I love the big man.
That'll be good stuff. I'll have to figure out how to make some room here in Champ's Corner for all of us to fit in this little box.
Yeah, I love the big guy, man.
I know what I'll do. I'll go to our second tab here, and I'll just give him the big screen. That's what we'll do.
There you go.
We'll be ready for him if he hops on here. All right, let's see. He's probably busy, man. He's probably getting blown up on Twitter, if I had to guess, just with all the nonsense going on.
So, Senior Bowl invite. He got a lot going on in his life right now. All deserving.
He was a blast to watch, man. I loved his passion. I mean, when I interviewed him, I was like, man, this guy's gonna be a fun guy to watch. And everyone always talked about, I said, hey, who's kind of fun just to be around there. Everyone always said Cam, just great personality, electric, big voice. So it'll be interesting to see.
Turn them loose. I just wanted them to turn them loose, man. Put them in the middle of that field and just tell them to go eat. Just blow it up.
He really showed out, in my opinion, against FSU. I feel like that was probably one of his better games.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes Fawcett just tweeted, "Here we go." I mean, it's been going. Hayes, what are we talking about here? Man, the portal. I thought so. I wasn't sure how the portal was going to be. I had a feeling that it would be bumping. I feel like it's already more electric than it was last year. I thought because there's a lot of guys still left in the portal that some might be a little skittish of leaving, but I also believed that because of guys had almost like a resurgence of a career, like a Graham Mertz, like a Cam Jackson, and Keon Coleman not necessarily have a resurgence, but doubled down, right? Really amplified their value to what it was at their previous school. So, I mean, it's those guys. It's gonna be those guys that are like, hey, we're good. We're just not in the right place. We need to go to the right place. That's where
those are scary ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you had a great career. You think you come back to do it again, but they're like, hey, I'll go somewhere else and do better.
Let me just drop the link to him. I ain't even worry about asking him.
Somebody said, Steven, D-line coach, bring back the fear in defense.
Did y'all see DJ and LJ and Xavier live stream? Thanks for showing up late, Blanco. We were actually watching it all here together. All 1,100 of us were hanging out. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff there. Let's see what else we got. I mean, it has been a bumping day on the Twitter. Everyone's kind of retweeting the right now they're kind of the timeline's filled up with Xavier and DJ saying it's Connor, because we didn't hear this. Connor Clark retweeted, says it's a business. Nape had to do what he had to do. Very interesting.
Definitely, definitely business. I got some tweets coming in. It's definitely business, man.
See if there's anything else. Yeah, look, I mean, in the matter of an hour, we went from, what the hell, damn, right? And again, kind of, so here's a big thing, right? We saw with the first tweet I pulled up was Xavier's tweet. Remember? What the hell? And immediately we all panic because that's our 5-star guy. There's noise, and all we get is just three letters. And we're in straight panic mode. And then he pulls up on IG, he's chilling with the bro. He's like, "What's up, baby? We good? Go good." Like, so it kind of look. You were right. You were spot on in the sense that that's a reaction, right? It's it makes sense. But like, damn, man, like, what happened?
You gotta be on guard though, because you never know the attachment that certain players have to who. So you always got to be on guard with a sticky situation like that.
Sure. And look, anything could anything could still happen. I'm not saying it's going to be a clean transition. Right? Like you said, people might feel a certain way. It's like, hey, I really wanted to come here for Coach Chaos or Corey Raymond, and this isn't going to work. So I got to move on.
Right. I see someone ask, is there a bigger difference between losing the position coach or your coordinator? For me, it would be the coordinator coming in because that changes the whole scheme. You don't know, you got to know what scheme the guy's going to run, whether it's 4-3, 3-4, especially if you're a defensive lineman. To see which scheme fits you the best. So, just losing the position coach, it sucks if you got that relationship with that guy. But most guys come in creating a relationship with the defensive coordinator because he's the guy that's totally running the show. So,
that's a great question. That's a solid and an interesting point. So again, the if Austin was to go, there'd be a little more concern of like, hey, this whole defense is going to look different than what it does right now. A good point to this too. Corey Raymond had an extension through 2025. Clearly, they cut that extension in half. That is no more, and also was handed the beginning of this year when Austin stepped in more of a responsibility role over the secondary. So when people get frustrated of the secondary, I don't know how much of that changed throughout the season, but at the beginning of the season, he was held more responsible for the secondary, and obviously we know the secondaries. And Cam Jackson is in, boys and girls. So he'll be here in just a moment. Stephen Harris, clock in. Okay, you're up. 1,100 strong, almost 500 likes, boys and girls. This is a Monday night special that we will never forget. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Put my helmet on.
All right, he says he's in. So we'll just wait for him to hop in here. Cupid says $2. Sam Pittman, offensive lineman. Ed Orgeron, defensive line, home run hires. Bro, I would love me some Coach O, bro. I would.
Coach O.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? That guy, he's not coming, bro. He's living his best life. He's not gonna come, but I would. Oh, I would. What I would do. And Sam Pittman's not going anywhere either. So, guys, again, 1,000 strong for an hour is absolutely insane. Love you guys to death. Be sure again to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. If you guys are enjoying this content, Cam Jackson, defensive lineman for the Florida Gators, should be joining us here in any moment, and we'll be rocking and rolling here. Give him a minute to probably get back into his car and give us a call.
I do have a couple questions for him now. Season's over, so it'd be good to talk to him, pick his brain after the season.
Well, he might come back. So I mean, don't. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, no, I'm not running out the door. I want to see more play. I want to see Big Dog smash some more.
Good.
I want to see. I want consistent number 5 overall.
I love it. Look, I think he was kind of alluding to it a little bit during his Instagram live of what does he plan to do, and I couldn't really hear him because we were obviously talking. So it'll be good to kind of pick his brain a little bit. I think he'll be a little more open to the conversation when he's actually talking to somebody versus just responding back to a comment. So
with his size and speed, he has potential to be a top 10 player. So I want that.
It's going to be interesting too to kind of, just pick his brain. Like, hey, what's your thoughts on this? Right? How do you feel about Austin Armstrong? How did you feel that coming from Memphis to Florida? How did that play for you? So, man, we'll see. He says he's in, so I don't know. Yeah, I sent him the link and said hop in. So
Cool.
hopefully any minute now we'll be ringing our doorstep and then we'll be good to go. Any thoughts on who you would like for these position groups? Do you have any names or any potential lists? I mean, it's so many people that you could go get, right?
Yeah, no, I don't. I just want to see the list, and then once I see the list, I can give you my my opinion out of the list. I don't have anybody off the top of my head.
Oh, Joe Hayden. They're saying Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden ain't coming back. When I talked with Joe at the at that event. He's living his life in Cali, man.
Life, having fun. Got the fam.
Yeah. He's like, I'm being a dad. I'm doing these things, right? Like that was kind of where his head was at. And I think the Pouncey brothers were the same, right? I think they kind of talked about their financial advisors and what they were able to do, and they were thankful. And that was something that I feel like we talked about that, like how guys go into the NFL and there isn't really much of a transitional period or helping them. And they said, look, we got taken care of. Our financial advisors, our favorite person, because they helped us invest into real estate, which allowed us to now be comfortable afterwards, right? A lot of guys don't come out of the NFL and it's like, all right, now what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I think just for all of us, for the former players, we don't necessarily want to be on the coaching staff like that. That's not, but you do want to be involved and around the program. We know we have a lot to offer to the program, and we just want to be close enough to know that we're on the same page as the coaches. You know what I mean? Close enough to kind of know what schemes they're running, so when we're watching and we can kind of give the right critique. You know what I mean? So, but that just involves being around more during the off season, getting back there before the season. You got to get back before the season. During the season, it's a lot. You don't want to be a distraction. That's why I didn't make some of the games. You just don't want to be a big distraction to those guys. And we can still root from them from afar, but you got to get there in the off season when they're doing those workouts and all that stuff, and then being there during the spring and stuff like that to get a feel for it. So, but we do want to feel valued. We want those phone calls like, hey, are you guys coming to the game? We don't want the generic email. Every former alumni gets this email from the alumni club saying this and that, but there's a big group of guys, those championship teams and stuff like that, who feel that we just put in above and beyond the work that needed to be put in, and we just, I believe some of us feel like we deserve a little more recognition when it comes to our place at Florida and how they're using us with recruiting and being back on certain weekends for the big time recruits and stuff like that. They did a great job this past weekend against Florida State, having Tim there and a lot of those guys knowing they're going to be going against Florida State. So that was a good job. But there's other faces that I believe some of these players would relate to outside of the ones that we glorify all the time.
And something to kind of to say that too, I can't remember what coach said it. I think it was Matt Rule, possibly. So being a head coach is like being in the mafia. You're going to end up getting cut, right? You're going to die eventually. Just how do you live the life in between it? Sometimes being a coach isn't all what you like. It's fun and it's exciting, but like you said, you've been in the grind. You've been in that mafia life by being a player. So everyone thinks like, oh, I'm just want to come back and be. I got an alert. I was like, oh, someone else got fired. And be involved with it, but it's like, hey, that's not always the goal, right? To be in it like this. It's kind of like what you said, to be more involved as just a past player and help when I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Cam Jackson. He said he's gonna hop in here. I trust him. He's been on the show before. I sent him the link. Again, I'm sure he's busy knocking some stuff out. I don't think his number one priority is to hop on the show. So we're gonna get him on here when we can. Let's see here. Nothing else is going on right now. People have kind of think those Instagram comments cooled the smoke a little bit.
They dropped the bomb on us.
Oh, excuse me. I'm also going to be on in all kinds of weather tomorrow night, boys, at 9 p.m. So we've got a busy next few days here. Should be a wild one. Should be a wild one, yeah. Should be some good stuff. Trying to see if there's anything else happening here. Trying to read through the Twitter sphere. See any questions in the comments? What we got in the comments here? Sunbelt Mafia.
I'm reading through them. They funny.
Oh,
You guys are funny, man.
They're nuts. They're nuts. The offensive coordinator, that one's going to be a big one. Oh, he says it's not working. All right, one sec. Shouldn't be blocking them or anything. I have to. I got to pee. I was like, I don't want to leave. And he calls me. There he is. See, I knew that was going to happen. All right, boys and girls. Cam Jackson is joining the show here. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up so we can go ahead and see him. Mr. Cam Jackson, how we doing, man? You're muted. It says guest has self muted. I don't know if there's like a button that you can select for it.
We can't hear you, big dog. It says your device is muted.
There might be like a settings button. I don't know what it says when you log in. Try logging back out and logging back in, maybe, if you need to.
Now,
Oh,
can
there
y'all
we
hear
go.
me?
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go. What's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. Well, look, before we get into anything, Mr. Stephen Harris has some questions for you. I do want to say it's been a pleasure watching you. I don't know if you remember, but you came on at the beginning of the season when you transferred from Memphis to Florida, and it's been a blast watching you all year long, man. Your energy and your passion to wear the orange and blue, such a blast and such a pleasure to get to watch you play, man, and really appreciate your effort this year, man. Thank you. He's speechless.
I know he's traveling, so sometimes it takes a little while.
That was Cam Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed that segment there. Told you he was going to be on. I didn't say he was going to say anything. Give him a second. He might hop on. Hit my pocket.
Yeah, just the traveling. It lags sometimes when you're traveling.
He said he's almost at his brother's apartment.
Okay, cool.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that opportunity.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm passing the buck to you. You're in charge.
Hey, guys, got any questions? Let me see what you got.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna take a pee break. Cam Jackson's gonna get to us. Oh, you're already taking over. All right,
Cam Jackson is in the building. He'll be here shortly. He's about to pull up at his brother's spot so we can get a better connection. My man Shelton got to go take a little whiz. Khalifa. And yeah, we'll be right back shortly. And make sure you guys smash the like button too, man. Make sure you smash the like button. We get to hear from a big guy, Cam Jackson, man. Big 9'9", holding down the front, man. Love to see him play. Love what he has to offer and what he brings to the table, man. So we get to hear some of his thoughts. Stephen, please come coach. I don't know if that's my calling at this moment. Maybe sometime in the future. Not at this moment. You know, I have a lot of passion for the game, but passion alone ain't gonna get it done. So what's my opinion on the running back position? Oh, I believe we're good, man. Had a great outcome this year from our running backs. Personally, I would have liked to see 7 start the game and 2, the big bruiser, finish the game with a 1-2 punch. You get 7 to wear them down a little bit, and then 2 bruise them. But it's like we went the opposite a little bit. Went with our heavy hitter first, and then try to use 7 to outrun them. So it could work both ways. That's just what I would have liked to have seen, but it didn't go that way. Yeah. Worst loss of the year, in my opinion. All of them. I hate any time we lose, especially when we had opportunity to win the game. So, all the losses hurt for me. Let's see what else we got. Strength and conditioning, man. I don't know. We got to be a lot more physical. I know that. This off season has to be the best off season we ever had. As far as how hard we work out and the tenacity that we bring. So I'm not sure what they're gonna do there. Hey, my man Shelton is back.
Whew. All right, release the wave there. Amaris Williams, he just tweeted, who we were also talking about. I was scrolling while I was on the toilet there. He said, shit's tragic. So that was what he just tweeted. And that's what we got going on with that. So, which, again, we kind of already had a feeling that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
So. Okay. He's good to go. Let me try.
I didn't do too bad.
I figured you okay. Were you missing me? You're like,
of
course.
I'm like, I got 2 more seconds. You better hurry up.
run out of air here.
You have a hard job, I must say. People don't get it twisted. This is not easy.
It's a blessing, I guess, to be able to talk this much. But
smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Cam Jackson is in the building.
Yes, sir. We'll be here in just a moment to talk all things Florida Gators. Yeah, he said, okay, we can try now. So, resending the link.
I appreciate the chance, guys. They chanting Steve.
I love it. I love it. Did you get any good questions?
Yeah, man, some dope. So many questions fly through this thing, man. Well, we got a jam-packed show tonight, so.
Oh yeah, 1,000 strong still.
Yeah.
Rocking and rolling here. Again, keeping the Twitter sphere up and rolling.
Do you know if we'll hire Keywan Ratliff for DB coach? I'm not sure, but if his name is in the pot, I'm pulling it out the hat. I love Keywan, this relationship with players and stuff like that. But you heard that ring? You know what time it is?
There it is. What's going on, Cam? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good.
There you go.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard my rant beforehand. I'll make it short, but I just wanted to say again, thank you for your passion and your drive this year wearing the orange and blue. I don't know if you remember, but you were on the show before the season started. Do you recall?
Yeah, when I committed.
Yeah. So man, it's your energy has been contagious all year. So love that you're on again to talk about the year. And Mr. Stephen Harris has a ton of questions for you. So let's
he said a ton of questions. First of all, man, good to have you on the show, man. And I appreciate everything that you've done for the Gator Nation so far since you stepped foot on campus, man. It's been a pleasure watching you as a former defensive lineman, man. I know that you embody everything it is to be a Gator, and I appreciate the passion that you play with, man. I appreciate you just choosing us to come and play for, man, because we needed you at this time, and so I appreciate it. But I just wanted to talk football with you. Just watching some of the games throughout the year. I believe that you had the opportunity to be a lot more of a force than you were this year. And I question, I know you've seen the fire, of course, the defensive line coaches. They fired them. But my question was, were you being held back any as far as at the position? Because just from watching the game, it seems sometimes you were reserved as far as firing off the ball. It seems like sometimes you would be more reading the offensive line versus attacking the line of scrimmage. And I just want to know, did that have anything to do with the coach per se, or is it just the scheme or the team that you guys were playing?
It was basically like Missouri. I know I just tried to fire off the ball a lot because they run stretch a lot. But most teams, I was just like, it was just a scheme, like just reading the guards and stuff. Like just basically staying attached with them. But like you said, it was just I feel like most of the games we just had to like do that because it was part of the scheme.
Mm. Yeah, because I noticed that because just a big guy yourself, um, I wanted to see you fire off the ball a lot more, play kind of like a one shade and smash the center, or even if you was in the
Yeah,
three technique, just be able to blast off the ball soon the ball flinch. You know what I mean? And I believe
yeah,
you would have been better utilized that way. Because I'm gonna tell you, I didn't like seeing you reading the guards. I know how explosive you are, like Florida State. You made the one play. I mean, you knocked the center and guard like 3 yards in the backfield on the one play, and
yeah,
that's what I was kind of expecting to see from you all season. And so I could tell at times that I was like, that's not Cam. That's not Cam to want to just play behind those guards and just sit there and try to shed block. I know he want to fly off this ball. So
yeah.
that was. Go ahead.
I said yeah for real.
So as far as what type of scheme would you prefer to play in? As far as the type of player you are.
And me, like, I mean, I'm the type like
Don't give me the
I
political answer. I know you're gonna say it don't matter because the Ravens might try to come number one
like
off the board.
yeah, like I go by the scheme, but I just know like me, like I like finding out the ball because that's just like that's what I like to do. Like as y'all can see, like versus Tennessee, like when I just fired out the ball, how that game was. So I just like flying out the ball, hitting people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with a guy of your size and stature, the impact that you can have on the game, for me, that's the type of play I would be having you doing. I know you seen me and my buddy Marcus that Tennessee game, like, "Hey, foul the ball, foul the ball." That's all we were yelling, because you have the ability to really impact the games. Substantially, see you fly off the ball a lot more. But how do you feel? I know you got the invite to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Not trying to get all in your business, but we want you back, big man. I'll be the first to tell you we want you back, man.
Yeah.
Kind of what's going through your head at the moment.
Right now I'm just talking with my agent and my mom. We just like, just discussing options still. I really ain't made no decision just yet. But right now we just still discussing options and should be soon I'll be letting everybody know what I'm doing.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely man, like I said, I love having you as a Gator. I would love to see you come back for selfish reasons, obviously. You gotta discuss all that with your mom and stuff. But man, we definitely appreciate you, Gator Nation. I know all the former players appreciate you, all the defensive linemen, former defensive linemen, we talk about you highly. Man, we appreciate you, man. And we wanted to see more. I just knew schematically that you were kind of being held back a little bit from the things that you
Yeah.
could do. And then I have another question for you. How do you feel about the rotation? You guys rotated a lot this year, and for me, sometimes it wasn't at the opportune time. It wasn't right at the right moment during the game to be pulling some of you guys off the field, and not to get into it with the coaches or nothing. But I just want to know what was your stance on the way you guys rotated this year.
I feel like the rotation. I feel like it was good because Memphis, like I was the only nose guard there, so I had to play 70, 80 snaps a game. So I feel like it was good. Like me not having like with me having Dez and Jamar lines, like all them behind me, like it's good. Like if I play 30, 40 snaps a game and they can come in and get some snaps and give me a break. So that way I can go back in. You like basically just having fresh legs, basically, instead of
Yeah.
just getting gassed out the whole game.
I got you. Nah, for a big body, some of them long runs yeah, you dead time, man. They don't get no 3 and out, and you go on an 8, 9 play drive. That can be taxing, man. So
I
I
do I do have a question too, Cam, a favor to ask. I don't know if you played with this young man, but there's an offensive lineman from Memphis that's entered into the portal.
Yeah.
I don't know if if you do leave your last go and goodbye to maybe put in a good word for the boys.
Yeah, I know Davion Carter. Played with him last year. He a good kid. I have to hit him up, see what he got going. I ain't talked to him yet, cause like a lot of stuff. Like I just found out about Coach Spence and stuff, so it been a lot of stuff that's going on right now. Then I'm still trying to make up my mind and trying to see what I'm gonna do. So it's just been a lot going on right now. So I'm gonna hit him up though.
Good stuff. And so, I mean, how was it for you? Obviously, playing at Memphis and playing in the Swamp, was it pretty surreal for you? Was it something? Was it bigger than you could have ever imagined?
Yeah. Playing in the Swamp, like I don't feel like it's nothing better than that. My mom always said, like, just cherish the moments, cause I mean, as you can see, like the seniors we had, like Ricky Pearsall, all them, like that was their last time playing in the Swamp, and I hate that it ended like that for them, cause I know that them boys, like I know they gonna have, I know Ricky and all them gonna have a great journey. And like after the game, like I talked to Ricky, I was telling them, like, bro, like there's just moments like you gotta cherish, bro, cause like you might not, like you ain't gonna never get them moments back. So there's just moments like I just
No. He may have got a phone call. This happens sometimes. Somebody calls him.
Yeah. They probably say you outside. You say you was on the way.
Oh, he said Coach Spence called him. But fair enough.
Go say, hey, don't be on live.
No, I mean, look, he's probably making his rounds, right? Like, hey, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. He's a big part.
Did Zook call you afterwards, or?
No, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think Zook got out of Gainesville fast.
All right. Well, we'll give him. I think he's gone. Yeah, he logged out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we were kind of getting towards. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Let me message him real quick.
Tell him I said thank you, because I had those questions. Somebody say get Sean on the show. Coach Spence, you up next?
hey, yeah, just a little three-way call. Get him on here. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, it'll be the first interview.
Well, boys and girls, I think things are gonna cool down. Hour and a half strong, over 1,000 people in here, damn near the entire time. Mr. Stephen Harris, absolute pleasure and a blast for you to come on here. I think this was incredible to be able to pick your brain, this process. You went through this exact same thing, and then to ask questions to Cam Jackson. I mean, you can't draw it up any better than that. So,
no, it's fantastic. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. You're the bomb.
Of course, a pleasure as always. Look, I thought it was going to be a quiet Monday, but boy, old Billy saved us one. We were wrong.
Hey, I was sitting around waiting on the text message. Like, is he gonna text me? I know we got championship corner, but there's no press conference. And boom, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm ready."
I was trying to figure out, I was like, what are we gonna do? And then bam, hits me. So I was like,
they wouldn't be my position, so I knew I was on cue. So
staying on call. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr. Stephen Harris, you be good, man. I'll let you go. Tell them where they can follow you, and then I'm gonna close it out, man.
Hey, I'm on X at Famo Gang 365. That's FAMOGANG 365. Instagram at Stephen Harris 93 Gator, and Facebook just Stephen Harris.
I love it.
Hey, smash the like button before you get out of here and subscribe to the channel.
We hit 500 likes, baby. Let's go. I appreciate you, man. Hey. Thank you so much.
Go Gators, baby.
Go Gators, man. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, hell of a show. Didn't plan for it to go the way that it did, but the pros of going live and being ready and being on your toes paid off. Again, kudos to Mr. Stephen Harris for coming on and also being on his toes and being ready and being a true professional. So, man, what a way to start the off season. We said it was going to be crazy, but I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. And again, that's why you want to have the bell turned on and subscribe, because we don't know what's going to pop off, who's going to be on the live, who's going to come in and give us their thoughts and opinions. You just don't know. So you guys be good. We'll see you on Wednesday live at 8:35. I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about when Wednesday comes around, so you guys don't want to miss it. We'll see you guys then. You guys be good. I love you, and I'll see you.